Okay, so once again welcome back to Code Age VIT. और ये रहा यार एक और कैट का क्वेश्चन. ठीक है, दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम F2 slot. Okay, one of my friend's friend. Okay, one of my friend's friend had an exam. He is basically in F2 slot, so these were I got his questions. Okay, and this is one of his question. So today I'll be explain the code for this question. Okay, so see, since I got three questions from him, and this question is one of the easiest question. Okay, क्योंकि जैसे देखो पहले भी मैंने कहा था कि in your CAT you will be getting three questions. Each question carries 10 marks, and out of those three questions, one question will be an easy question. Okay, it will be an easy question, and the other two will be also easy question. For me, I don't know about you, it will be an easy question, but yeah, it might be lengthy. Okay, so let me first explain this question. Then in the upcoming videos, I'll be explaining the other questions. So see over here, what we have to do is for the numbers 1 to 50. Okay, from 1 to 50, I have to display a table like this: numbers 1 to 50, square root of those numbers, and then square of those numbers in a form of table. Okay, forget about these lines and these columns. Okay, just in form of table, though we can draw these things also. Okay, though we can draw these lines and all these horizontals and verticals line, but we don't need to do this much. Okay, just we have to print a table which will be having a column. Basically it's number column, square roots, and then squares. Okay, without wasting our time, let's move to the code. Hashtag include, and see over here I have to even write hashtag include maths.h. Why? Because see, for finding square roots and square of a number, we can use math module. Okay, like for finding square roots, we can write sqrt of a particular number. For power, we can write power for a value and for a particular base. Okay, that's fine. Now see, int main function. Okay, now see, let me create a list. Use list. It will be basically having 50 numbers. Okay, now see, let me create some more lists. Float squ root root list. It will be also having 50 numbers, 50 float numbers. Okay, now squa list. In this list I'll be storing square values, okay, for those 50 numbers. And yeah, so now since I've created all my required three lists, okay, say in this list, use list, I'll be having numbers from 1 to 50. Over here in this list I'll be having square roots of those numbers, and over here I'll be having squares of those numbers. Okay, now see, for int I equal to 0, starting from 0, I less than 50, I plus plus, I plus plus, use list I is equals to I plus 1, because I have to start storing numbers from 1, not from 0, but my I is starting from 0. That is why I've written I plus 1. Okay, ये सब silly चीजें हैं, ठीक है, ये सब तो तुमको पता ही होगा, but फिर भी I have to explain it. Anyways, squ square root list, I is equals to, देखो, now using math module, how can we find square root? So for that I've write squ rt I plus 1. So what will happen over here? In this list, square root list, it will be storing square root of I plus 1 number. Okay, so for example, if I value is 5, then what is 5 plus 1? 6. Then what is square root of 6? You can find that, right? Obviously. So square root of 6 will be stored at index 5. Okay, and so on. Suppose if a value of I is 0, what does this mean? In the list, square root list, at index 0, I'll be having square root of 0 plus 1. That is 1. I'll be having square root of 1. What is square root of 1? It's 1, right? So this is how it's going to work. Now let me even write square of a list. So square list is equals to C. For finding out square, what I have to do? I need a base and an exponential value. Okay, base and the power. So see, this is my base I plus 1. I'll be raising this number by 2. Hence I'll be getting square of that value. That is all what I'm doing. Okay, I think you might be clear with this power and the square root. Square root is an easy thing, but in case of power, see, over here you have to write the base number, the number which is going to be increased by a particular power, and over here you have to write by how much power you want to raise it, by 2, by 3, by 4, and so on. Okay, anything you can write. So now since I have got my both list in which I'll be getting my squares and all those things, so now let me just print the output. Printf \n. Actually, what I'll be doing is I'll be trying to make this type of table. Okay, now I'll be, see, now I have my numbers 1 to 50. I even have their square roots and their squares values. So I just need to do is I need to make this table. Okay, So that is what I'm going to do. square square root, and over here let me write square. Okay, square. Now see, for int I equal to 0, I less than 50, I plus plus, I plus plus, printf percentage d percentage 0.2f. Why I'm writing 0.2f? Because see, my square root value which I'll be getting will be up to 4 decimal places, but I don't want up to that, right? I just want up to 2 decimal places. In fact, in the question over here also they're displaying up to 2 decimal places. That's why I've written 0.2f. Okay. Now, see, you might be observing that why I'm giving these many spaces. Okay, so just see what will happen when I will show the output. Use list I squ square root list I and squ a square list I. Okay, and after printing each row, I have to even write a backslash in so that I can go to a new line. And then let me just return 0 over here. So I guess now this should work. Achha, there is a mistake over here. Let's see what's the mistake. Achha, I forgot to get this semicolon over here. Okay, now it's okay. Now let me run this. Now see what I'm getting. See, I got a table, right? Number, they are written over here. Square root, they are written over here. And the square of these numbers are written over here. So that is why I was giving a lot of spaces over here. These many spaces was given purposely so that I get a proper alignment of these things, alignment of these tables. Okay, now if you want, see, if you want to draw these lines, then let me try. Let me try, because when I was solving this question for the first time, I didn't did that. So let me try whether I can do this or not. Okay, I guess this should. No, it's not sufficient. Though it's not necessary, just for the sake of enjoyment, I'm doing it. Nothing else. Backslash n, backslash n, and let me copy the same thing over here. Control C, Control V, same folder. Okay, let me run this again. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so I got these two lines over here. Let me remove this backslash in from here. There's no need for this. Okay. So see what I got. I got this line. अच्छा थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया, थोड़ा कम कर देता हूँ. Okay, now it's okay. Now what should I do? I got this line. I got these two lines. Let me try for this vertical line. Then for that, what I have to do for that, suppose over here, let me write this, and suppose over here, let me write this. Okay, so let's see what will happen. Then अच्छा ये थोड़ा सा shift हो गया यार. ये अब कैसे होगा ये मुझे भी नहीं पता. Python में तो हो जाता था, but anyways, what should I do? Anyways, leave यार. You know why this vertical line is shifted by one space over here? I can tell you the reason. The thing is, see देखो, यहाँ पे पहले one digit number था. Okay, there was a one digit number over here, but later we got two digit numbers. That's why it got shifted by one space. Okay, it got shifted by one space. I can't do anything for that. But yeah, leave this. Okay, leave this. Don't draw all these space lines. I guess. Anyways, our code is over. If you're writing this much also, okay, if you're displaying this much also, then also it's enough. Okay, don't need to draw those lines or those vertical lines. Okay, this much is also enough. But still, if the teacher is not giving you a number, then you can kick his ass. What can I say? Okay. Anyways, thank you for watching. See you in the next video.